That is my great privilege to introduce you all to Leonard Burton, who is president at Center for the Study of Social Policy. And so, Alex, I'm going to have you come up if you want to give some intro more to Leonard before we dive all the way in, and have you both come on screen.
Yeah, happy to. My video I can't put on right now. It says it's what? Maybe now I can. Let's see. There we go. Oh no, now I'm like flashing on and off. I need a whole Zoom tutorial these days. Um, Thanks so much, Elliot, for having us, and I am thrilled to get to introduce my organizational leader, but really a friend and a mentor. So it's my pleasure to introduce Leonard Burton, who is the president and CEO of the Center for the Study of Social Policy, to join us today. In his role, he brings more than 3 decades of leading anti-racist, intersectional social justice work, including executive leadership in social service systems, philanthropy, community change, faith-based programs, and youth development. He's a proud native of Detroit, Michigan, currently living in Huntsville, Alabama with his wife, Cheryl. They have 2 adult children and a teenage grandson. He's also the proud member of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity and a combat veteran of the U.S. Army. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Leonard to take it away and share his message today.
Hey, Alex, thank you. And thank you, Elliot. Good morning, beloved community. I'm coming to you as president and CEO of the Center for the Study of Social Policy and as the pastor of social justice and advocacy at the Remarkable Church in Huntsville, Alabama. It brings me deep joy and deep pride to be here today for this important Zoomathon in support of LGBTQIA2S plus youth, their families, and their right to thrive. But to gather here across time zones, across identities, across lived experiences is to affirm something powerful, that our love is stronger than any law, that our solidarity is louder than any slander, and that our commitment to LGBTQIA2 plus young people is unwavering. Being here today with you gives me great hope. It gives me faith. It gives me strength because together we will continue to ensure the LGBTQIA2 plus youth are visible and unstoppable. At the Center for the Study of Social Policy, we've spent the last 45 years working to make justice real for every family. We center communities, we fight for equity, we build policies that serve, not punish, that affirm and not erase, that heal, not harm. Every day we push for economic justice, health justice, and family autonomy, all with a unwavering commitment to racial justice. This is our North Star. And if the North Star sits in the heavens, it never moves like we will never move. We're rooted, we're grounded, we're planted in justice. Everyone deserves the opportunity to thrive. That means caring for your family without fear, living in a healthy body and neighborhood, having the agency to make decisions about your life, your identity, your future. And for LGBTQIA2 plus youth, this is not a maybe, it is a right. At CSSP, we're not bystanders to the struggle, we are co-conspirators in the liberation. A shining example of that commitment is our Get Real initiative. You'll hear my colleague Bill Betancourt talk about that later, which stands for Recognize, Engage, Affirm, and Love. Get Real is about building systems that don't fix youth, but see them, celebrate them, and stand with them. In my own journey, working side by side with young people, I've witnessed some of the fiercest, wisest, and most loving souls on this earth. That's why I love the work that I do with Elliot. LGBTQIA2 plus youth are not just surviving, they are speaking truth, they're building movements, they are loving through pain and creating change with power. I've seen young people face rejection and still choose connection. I've seen them face harm and still show grace. They walk complex paths, often unsupported, yet they do so with clarity, courage, and creativity. And they do not walk alone. They walk with families, biological, chosen, and spiritual. They walk with communities that say, we see you, we love you, we protect you. And when we see young people and ask young people what they need to thrive, they tell us clearly that they need affirming families and communities, safe and welcoming homes, inclusive schools, affirming identity centered affirming identity centered healthcare, resources that respect them. And it's not complicated, it is just. To support LGBTQIA2+ youth, we must honor all of who they are, their race, their culture, their gender, their identity, their sexuality, their faith, their history, their hope. These aren't separate lanes. They are one road, one whole identity. We cannot talk about LGBTQIA2+ youth without talking about systemic racism. We cannot talk about mental health without talking about cultural safety. We cannot talk about belonging without including community and tradition. When youth are rooted in culture, they heal. When youth are embraced by community, they rise. When youth are committed to the needs that they have with the people that they work with and that are around them, that are affirming to them, they have a truly affirming community. That's why we at CSSP push for bold anti-racist policy. We believe that policy must redress past harms, meet the needs of Black and Brown children and families, support whole family, and serve all families with dignity. Earlier this morning, you heard from Danny, an ambassador with our CARES initiative. Young people like Danny are leading the way, advocating for the community, affirming mental health care that truly supports and understands them. This is what transformation looks like, led by youth, informed by truth, and rooted in justice. Let me shift briefly to something close to my heart. As a person of faith, I want to say this clearly, that there are affirming spiritual places and people. Yes, LGBTQIA2+ young people have been harmed by malevolent, parochial, religious rigidity. I see that and I grieve that. But I also want you to know that faith can heal, that there are communities where your identity is sacred, where your queerness is holy, where your existence is celebrated and not debated. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are beloved. And we are here for your healing. So as I go to a close, as Pride Month is wrapping up in a few days, let's not forget where it began. Pride is not just a celebration. Pride is protest. Pride is promise. Pride is practice. LGBTQIA2+ people, especially our trans, non-binary, and gender diverse people, continue to face brutal attacks from systems and policies that seek to erase them. But here's what they can't do. Erase your light. They can't unmake your beauty. They can't silence a movement that's already marching forward. We must rise. We must protect. We must show up again and again and again and again until justice isn't the exception, but the rule. That's why we're here today. This Zoomathon is not just an event, it's a commitment. It's more than a moment and in a long fight toward freedom. And CSSP will be here with you today, tomorrow, and every day. In love, in solidarity, and in partnership. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leonard. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you in my own personal life and all the work that you do and lead and champion. And also just gratitude to you as a preacher being here, showing up in all your glory, because you are a great speaker and I really appreciate your energy. So thank you so much, Leonard.
Thanks for having us, Elliot.
Of course.